Hello and welcome to this video where we're going to talk about the classes and skills you can use to actually get going in POE 2. Now, these are just a rough guide for you, plus if there's any changes or anything, they might not be able to be worked in the exact same way. This is without knowing what we're going to know in like 2 days. Or whenever you're watching it. This is pre-launch of early access, so GGG could change things, could change numbers, could change slight mechanics or anything like that, so do check. But at the moment we should have a rough guide on how we're going to launch. They could balance it out depending on how everything works, so keep that in mind, and we'll get into all the different classes and skills you can use for those classes, and some ascendancies I recommend as we go. What I'll talk about is actually the warrior. Now we have a look at the warrior. I went with a Donkey Kong warrior, which is the Titan. We're going to be a dual two-handed Donkey Kong, smashing and stunning things. Now, AoE, leap slamming to move, just smash the ground like a gorilla. But Hammer of Gods, massive cooldown, massive damage. That is our sledgehammer that we're going to use. Area of effect, close combat, impact, shockwave. We can use life leech on it possibly, because the amount of damage that we're going to do to it, the 3% leech might actually be pretty much like constant upflow on bosses. Melee fizz damage or brutality, we can run with Hammer of the Gods. I'll have it up here so you can read it. Yeah, it's a one or two-handed maces, so it's perfect. 1307. Now we can just have this on a weapon swap as well, with just straight out damage, no speed, no nothing, just any damage numbers on some maces. We just don't care about speed, don't care about any defensive stats, anything that helps us attack more or anything. We just have a two-handed maces using that skill on the pass tree, which allows us to do that because we're going to be strength attacking as a warrior. And we just pull this out, boom, down with the Hammer of Gods. Like, this is our just bam, one shot things skill. So keep that in mind. Weapon swap, just straight damage. Forget any quality of life on a weapon. Slow as anything, it doesn't matter. Just boom, drop it on the monster. Then we'll go to our more everyday skills. So we're using Armor Breaker, because Armor Breaker looks like it will be important for the warrior due to the stuns and the ability to actually do more damage and everything. So we use Armor Breaker with Break Endurance, increased Armor Break, and Splinter. So pretty much just doubling all our Armor Break skills. So if we look at Break Endurance, there's the Armor Breaker for you. And we go to be a support gem, obviously. Break Endurance. Now, 20% chance to gain a energy charge when supported, fully break the enemy's armor, which we're obviously breaking the armor because we're doing a break. Explosion when we fully break the armor. Now you can change some of these up. If you go like corrosion, so we're like melting the guy's armor and stuff, you can change it up if you want to go a more toxic version. But this will be our armor breaking skill. Sunder will be our main skill. And also Shockwave Totem. So we're doing double damage with those two. Shockwave Totem can, way I understand it, if we go Shockwave, yep, Shockwave Totem, earthquakes, jagged ground erupts when in this slam. Now, the jagged ground is obviously an AoE thing. It does have its own little bit, but we'll skip that. So we got jagged ground as a support, bleed chance, blood, lust, and deep cuts. So our Sunder is doing a bunch of bleed, and our shockwave totem has puncture, which does extra damage to bleeding enemies and duration to keep it up longer, and the slam should then trigger our jagged ground to explode. So pretty much you're going around exploding everything. Leap slamming to break up the pattern by like just going around the map, boom 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 boom. AoE on the tree, we're doing anything that's got fizz damage, anything that's got AoE. Bleeding, I'm not sure how much is actually on it, but we do have the sockets on our skill, so increase, decrease the bleed chance based on sockets or based on tree. And then obviously Hammer of the Gods is our big one-hit punch. Auras, pretty much anything that keeps you alive. With the warrior, you're probably going to do a physical based, and then you want things that keep you alive, and you could run a bunch of curses to bring things down. The sort of spirit is up to you. A lot of them, not really necessary. They're more add on top for this warrior. Pretty much you're just maxing out your damage. You're going to have health based defense because you're going to be strength stacking, and strength stacking then increases your life. Energy shield might come into it, so we'll have to play with that because the energy shield might be an important factor. And then we just need enough mana to be able to use our skills. So that is the warrior, a big whack skill with armor breaking, stunning, and leaping, and slamming and sunder, and all kinds of fun. But let me know what you think. Are you going to play the Merc, the Witch, the Warrior, Sorceress, Ranger, or the Monk? And which do you think will be the best? Which do you think will be probably the most unbalanced? Or which do you think will be just hands down, without any bugs, glitches, or anything, just the best? So, hadn't been as long as I thought it would, but I'm sure you're tired of my voice. Hit all those buttons, and I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.